The first exercise is a series of arm and leg movements while keeping your spine in neutral. Begin with raising one arm at a time overhead, maintaining your middle back pressing into the mat. Progress into extending one leg at a time. As you move your arms and legs, you should be breathing in and out. Try to exhale as you're moving your legs away from you. Pretend like you are whistling softly. This will keep your lower abdominals engaged and pulling your stomach flat. Trying opposite arm, opposite leg is a harder progression. The next progression is to begin with both legs up at 90 degrees, tapping one foot at a time to the mat. You can also try tapping in a diagonal pattern. Again, breathing out as you lower your leg to help your spine stay stable. Next progression is opposite arm and opposite leg movements. And lastly, you can try sliding your ribs down towards your pelvis as you curl up. Continue with your leg movements. The next exercise will be chest lift. Inhale to prepare, exhale curl up, inhale arms behind your thighs, exhale curl up a little higher, inhale arms behind your head, and exhale lower down. Remember to switch your breath every time you change movements. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and curl up. Inhale, arms behind your thighs. Exhale, curl a little higher. Stay there as you inhale your arms behind your head, and then exhale, lower down. Performing chest lift with your legs at 90 degrees is a harder progression. For single leg stretch, you're going to grab the outside of your ankle and the inside of your knee. Press your hand into your shin and your shin into your hands. You should feel your belly button pull in towards your spine with a deep abdominal contraction. You can vary the speed of your movements. For twist, your head is going to stay relaxed. You're going to bring your shoulder to your opposite knee. Keep the same distance between your chin and your chest and the same distance between your elbows as you rotate up. Again, you can try varying the speed of your movements. Now roll onto your side for some hip work. Make sure your body is in a straight line as you raise your leg up and down. Your head should be pressing back into your hand so your spine is in a straight position, all the way from your head, shoulders, hips to your toes. Try bringing your leg forward and back, flexing and extending just from your hip. Your spine is staying stable. For a few repetitions, you can try bringing your leg back behind you, taking up hip movement first, and then moving into your lower back. The last progression will be to circle your leg. Again, moving only from your hip, keeping your spine stable. Bring your elbow to the mat to press up into a side lift position. Your elbow stays pressing into the mat to keep both sides of your torso long. Your bottom leg can bend if you need to. Head should stay pressing back in line with your spine. Your leg movements stay the same, trying to raise your leg up and down, forward and back, in circles. Now press up into a side plank. Again, keep your head pressing back in line with the rest of your spine. Your elbows pressing into the mat and your bottom foot is pressing into the mat. You can try various arm and leg motions. By keeping your bottom foot pressing into the mat, you should feel the hip muscles on your bottom leg working. For the twist variation, thread your top arm underneath your body and follow your hand with your eyes. Your hips will raise up towards the ceiling. For an advanced variation, you can try raising up onto your hand and alternating between a side plank and a front plank. Moving into a push-up, keep your body in a straight line, no arching in your lower back. Your head stays in line with your spine as you lower down. Lower down onto the mat laying on your stomach for some upper back work. Start by raising your shoulder blades up by your ears and then sliding your shoulder blades down your back. Now add in some cervical and thoracic extension. As you slide your shoulder blades down, begin to look up, extending first through your neck and then into your upper back. Your lower back is going to stay in a neutral position. Make sure your abdominals are engaged to keep the movement out of your lower back. And try bending your knee and then extending your hip. Hands are underneath your hip bones to make sure that your pelvis is staying still. Press up onto your elbows to add some more cervical and thoracic extension, and again try to bend your knee and extend your hip, keeping the motion out of your lower back. Press up onto your hands and knees for a quadruped work. Begin with alternating arms, move into alternating legs, and then try opposite arm and opposite leg. Your knees should stay directly below your hips and your hands stay directly below your shoulders. Your elbows are soft, staying out of any hyperextension. You should feel your hand muscles working to keep a small arch in your hand. You can also try bringing your arm and your leg away from your body once they are extended. Now we would continue with our side plank and leg work on the opposite side. Pressing up into your side plank, elbows pressing into the mat, head is pressing back in line with your spine, and again your bottom foot is pressing into the mat. Come down into your side lift position, pressing your elbow into the mat, keeping both sides of your torso long. Reach your toes away from you as far as you can as you raise your leg. This will help you keep all the movement at your hip and not in your lower back. And lastly, hip abduction work in a side lying position. If you're laying up against a wall, your head, shoulders, hips, and heel should all be in a straight line against the wall. Now for supine leg circle, you're going to lay on your back. If you need a small pillow or towel roll for your head, go ahead and use one. Bring one leg up to the ceiling and make a circle. You are circling as large as you can, keeping both sides of your pelvis down. Imagine there are suction cups on both sides of your pelvis, so your pelvis stays anchored. Progressively move into a larger circle as you are able. Repeat on your other leg. This exercise is great for dissociating hip and spine movement. A single leg bridge, you're going to press your bottom heel into the mat as you raise up. Your abdominal muscles should be engaged as well as your hamstrings and glutes. Try bringing your leg out to the side, keeping your pelvis level. And repeat on your other side. Press your heel into the ground as you bridge up, pause at the top, and slowly lower down. And try to hold up as you bring your leg out to the side. Moving into a roll up, bring your hands over your head, inhale your arms to the ceiling, and exhale as you peel your spine up off the mat. Keep your ribs lifted off of your pelvis as you come forward. Come down into a kneeling hip flexor stretch on your opposite side, tilting your pelvis underneath you, pressing your hands into your knee. Make sure your back stays flat and your abdominal muscles are working. For your single leg squats, you're going to start by sitting back as you bend your knee. Your pelvis should stay level. Your knee should stay in good alignment with your foot. Your knee should not be wobbling side to side as you go up and down. Moving into lovers, keep your pelvis square to the floor, shoulders also square to the floor. And now try to hold your lover position and add in some single leg squats. Repeat the levers on your opposite side, starting with your single leg squat and standing. Moving into a lover position. And lastly, your lover adding in a single leg squat. Come down into a kneeling hip flexor stretch on your opposite side, tilting your pelvis underneath you, pressing your hands into your knee. Make sure your back stays flat and your abdominal muscles are working. Gently lean forward until you feel a stretch in the top of your thigh. Lean over towards your bent leg to feel more of a stretch.